Right now at noon, Eagle pitcher breaks ground on a new Joplin facility that could ultimately bring hundreds of jobs.
And we've got a cool day out there. It's going to be a little bit warmer today, a lot of bit warmer into the weekend, and then rain moves in. More details in that forecast coming up.
Plus, a youth organization unites Ottawa County community members for Thanksgiving.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Eagle pitcher officials broke ground yesterday afternoon on a new energetics facility in Joplin. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. Now, they plan to add 3 buildings on East 26th Street, and officials tell us the new facility will employ about 120 people by 2026 and up to 100 more by 2029. Now, the new facility will feature semi-automation capability and more. Eagle pitcher is known for its battery tech, energetic devices, and battery management systems. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at first weather.
Yeah, we're doing pretty all right out there so far. We've still got those clear skies. We're expecting a few more clouds as we head later into the afternoon and evening hours, but for now, not bad. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line looking back to the west. Looks great. We're going to head over to Pittsburgh. There's a few of those clouds now in Pittsburgh from our camera downtown at 4th and Broadway. Yesterday, we started the day right where we should be, but we were a bit below normal as we only made it up to 49, should be at 56. So not a huge difference, but still, it was cool for sure. We're at 45 in both Joplin and Pittsburgh right now and across the area. Again, our northern counties a little bit cooler, even some of our eastern counties, low 40s, but the majority of us starting to settle into the mid to upper 40s and even some 50-degree readings out there already. We're still looking at those highs, making for most of us again the low 50s, but some cooler locations like our northern counties will be in the upper 40s. Winds will be light and variable overnight. We'll have again a few clouds here and there, otherwise a pretty fantastic evening. 42 by 7, mid 30s by 11. So we do have a cold night ahead of us, and then it's going to really start to warm up. Details on all of that plus the rain chances and a look at Thanksgiving here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. And thanks to a sizable donation, a food pantry in Parsons, Kansas is staying open. Safe Haven Outreach Mission provides support to the homeless, and the nonprofit can house 8 people and provides a warm meal and resources to get them back on their feet. Now, Safe Haven needed a lifeline to continue operating, and thanks to community generosity, those doors are still open.
Not for our community, we wouldn't be here. You know, we are part of the community. I've been a part of this community since I was 6 years old. So we have a great community here, and we got some great people who give, who want to give, who just reach out because it's God's calling.
Brown says the donation came after KOAM did a story on the financial crisis. Well, the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County held its Kids Giving Gala yesterday at the club's teen center. The event brought the community together to celebrate and support vital programs for local kids. The club held a silent auction to raise funds for the nonprofit in hopes of raising enough for a new gym floor.
Yeah, so our biggest accomplishment this year is the opening of our new Fairland unit. That was a big win for us, the ability to serve more kids at a larger location, and that really kick-started our Miami Teen Center project that is currently in construction phase right now.
The Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County is dedicated to providing a safe, fun, and positive environment for youth. The holidays are a time for gathering with your loved ones, but you don't always have the same options as your family. And following a tumultuous election season, tensions at the dinner table can reach new levels. KOAM's Samantha Walker sat down with a licensed counselor to learn how you can keep the peace and keep your cool this holiday season.
A 2024 Pew Research study found that 65% of U.S. adults always or often feel exhausted by politics, and 55% always or often feel angry. Adding additional stress from the holiday season means conversations at the dinner table can quickly become a battleground.
It's not uncommon to see families that have a broad range of political opinions getting together and having escalated tensions.
Hefner is the director of outpatient services with Ozark Center. He says sometimes you have to know when to leave a situation. He recommends stopping conversations when body language changes and voices begin to rise. Hefner also says barring politics as a conversation topic altogether may be the best option.
I love the quote, speak when you're angry and it'll be the best speech you ever regret. And I think that's probably true in the family system, that the worst person for us to offend or risk harming the relationship is with the people we care about the most.
He emphasizes during a time when stress from elections, holidays, and relationships may be high, to try and find a time to focus on self-care.
We just want to pay more attention to that, focus on the positives. Again, sleep, rest, healthy relationships, good communication are all going to be important factors.
This holiday season, he's encouraging families to try and rise past these tensions and appreciate the time we get with our loved ones.
I think it's a time to be excited. You know, we're approaching some of the best times to create memories with a family, and so we should look at that time as an opportunity to connect.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Now, Hefner says emphasizing mental health during the stressful holiday season is important. You can find more of his tips on how to ease tensions at the dinner table on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. Well, downtown Joplin is ready to sparkle for the holidays, and it all starts with Spiva Park. Volunteers came together to deck the park with lights of jolly, transforming it into a Christmas wonderland. Organizers say the goal is to create a space where people can enjoy the season while supporting local businesses and making memories. And the highly anticipated movie Wicked hits theaters today, and it turns out the real Yellow Brick Road will actually be in Del City, Oklahoma soon, but it still has an Oz connection. Now, these bricks were originally laid down as a yellow brick road through the town of Chittenango, New York, where the Wizard of Oz author L. Frank Baum was born. The bricks were later pulled up and stored before making their way to Oklahoma. Well, coming up, Altamont, Kansas authorities release new information on a fatal fire. And later, we're making herb butter roasted turkey in the Mr. Food test kitchens. Authorities have charged a Knoll, Missouri woman in a fatal hit and run that occurred on November 2nd. Now, Gloria Trejo allegedly hit a pedestrian at South Kings Highway and Hallridge Road in McDonald County. Now, the victim, 59-year-old Michael Pruden, died at the scene. According to court documents, Trejo told authorities she first thought she had hit a deer and saw it was a person, got scared, and left. We now know the cause of death of the Altamont business owner who died in a fire last week. According to the Altamont police, preliminary autopsy results showed that Edward Escolas died from smoke inhalation. The origin of the fire remains undetermined. On November 14th, emergency crews responded to the motorcycle repair shop on South Huston Avenue. When they arrived, the building was fully involved. Well, people in St. Charles County, Missouri are trying to figure out the identity of a mystery man who ran out of nowhere to pull a man out of a burning vehicle only to disappear. Elena Noakes spoke with a woman who saw the whole thing.
Chelsea Lombardozzi was driving down Highway P on Monday around 3:30 when a truck in her rearview mirror caught her attention.
And I noticed he kept going into the other lane. It looked intentional though, almost like he was trying to avoid a pothole or debris. So I saw it about 2 or 3 times, and then I passed a silver truck. I heard a horn and then immediate crash.
She pulled over right away and called 911.
The white truck was immediately in flames. So I started running up there, but the closer I was getting, the truck was exploding. It sounded like gunshots, things were flying out of it.
A man and a boy made it out of the silver truck and safely across the highway, but moments later, the group of bystanders realized the driver of the white truck was still inside. Chelsea couldn't believe what happened next.
But this man came running out of nowhere, starts prying on the truck door, just pulling. You're watching the truck rock. And eventually he gets it open, but somehow he ripped that seatbelt out and pulled the man out and across the street to safety.
This all happened before the fire department arrived. Wentzville Fire Assistant Chief Michael Scott says they were told by dispatchers on the way that everyone made it out, but didn't learn about this selfless act until later.
I mean, it takes a pretty good amount of guts to go up to a vehicle that's on fire. I mean, we have 80 to 100 pounds of gear on going up to it to go up there in civilian clothes is a totally different matter. So it always makes a big difference on that.
Now the fire department and the community have a message for their local hero.
We would definitely want to recognize you for your efforts and for your taking the time to go out and help your fellow man, even though you didn't know who they are.
Thank you so much. You saved a man's life. I just can't even imagine what you went through for that. You sacrificed yourself, and that is, for a stranger, that is crazy.
Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
The trick to having the most flavor-packed and juiciest turkey is only minutes away. It'll make your bird the talk of the table.
And we've got above normal temperatures and rain chances as we head into the weekend. To look at that forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So it's a bit on the chilly side out there, but we're seasonable and we're pretty close to average in most cases, or at least what our highs will be. But the average will not last. First, though, a look outside from our camera downtown Pittsburgh at the corner of 4th and Broadway. Got a few high clouds out there. Otherwise, a pretty nice afternoon, but again, a bit on the cool side. As we head through the rest of the day, though, we're going to see a few more clouds as we go a little later into the afternoon. Start going partly, maybe even mostly cloudy at times as we head into the early evening hours. By late evening, though, clouds start to go away. We'll have just a few of those overnight, and that's how we'll start our day. And by the way, Saturday, it's going to start cold because it's a little chilly today, so we're talking low 30s out there. But as we go later into our Saturday, two things will happen. One, we'll see a few more clouds, so we're going with another partly cloudy day. Two, south winds begin to increase. We're talking gusts about 20 miles an hour, but those south winds, it doesn't matter what time of the year it is. If they're from the south, they will bring in warmer air. And you can see by noon tomorrow, keep in mind, noon right now, we're like in the 40s. By noon tomorrow, we're pushing close to 60 degrees across the area, and some locations may already be there at noon tomorrow. We're going to have that warm weather. It's going to be pretty decent. And we'll head into Saturday evening. We'll actually see clouds increase late Saturday, overnight, and into Sunday morning. And what have we talked about with the clouds before? They act as a bit of a blanket. So because it's going to be warmer Saturday, that means that warm air kind of gets trapped in there. Doesn't stay 60 degrees all night, of course, but take a look at these lows. These lows are close to our highs today. This is Saturday night into Sunday. That's how much warmer we're going to be. But also take note of those wind arrows. South winds are really ramping up as we head into our Sunday. And we'll have some moments where clouds kind of clear out on Sunday, and then they'll start to thicken back up again. And that's going to be ahead of at least some slight rain chances as we go into Sunday evening. Initially, mainly in our eastern counties, and then we'll see maybe some additional rain chances as we go into Monday morning. Again, mainly in the eastern counties. So let's say at least at this point along into the east of the 69 corridor. Right now in Joplin, there's a few clouds. Not many, but there's some of them. 45 does feel like 41. Wind is variable at about 7 miles an hour. Across the region, temperatures again, they look about like this. We've got some cool spots like Stockton. You were cold all morning as well. You were the cold spot all morning. And you are the cool spot right now at 41. We got low mid 40s, and of course our southern counties sitting about 50 degrees. So we're still looking at those highs going low 50s for most of us, but some upper 40s absolutely possible out there. We'll go into tonight. We fall back once again into the low 30s, but our Saturday, much warmer, partly cloudy, low 60s, maybe some upper 50s, and those south winds begin to increase for us. Now, we're going to talk about the next 10 days here. We got some things going on. I know a lot of folks are still thinking about Thanksgiving because we've talked about a number of different scenarios, and since yesterday, those scenarios have already changed again. We have the evening showers Sunday into Monday. Temperatures, by the way, 30-degree drop from our highs Sunday to our lows Sunday night. It will be back to normal. Rain moves in Wednesday, tracks into Thursday for Thanksgiving. This is what we're watching. It's the temperature variances. As you recall, yesterday we were looking at Thursday because we're still several days out, was going to be spending most of the day in the 30s. Now we're back to the mid 40s, but the overnight lows are maybe below freezing. So we'll have to see exactly how that all pans out. But again, we're still not anticipating any kind of significant winter weather event. You don't need to cancel your plans. Just keep an eye on the forecast. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated, of course, and just be prepared to maybe leave early and watch for some slick spots for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making herb butter roasted turkey in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, if you haven't nailed down this year's Thanksgiving turkey recipe, give Howard's a try. Today, he's making herb butter roasted turkey in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
Thanksgiving's just around the corner, which means you'll probably be picking up your turkey in the next couple of days. If it's frozen, here are some tips on thawing it. When it comes to thawing, there are basically two ways. You can place it on a rim baking sheet and put it in the fridge. That will take about 1 day for every 4 pounds. Or you can keep it in its original packaging, put it breast side down in the sink, and cover it with cold water. You'll need to change the water every 30 minutes or so. This way, the same 12-pound bird will thaw in about 6 hours. It's about 30 minutes a pound rather than 3 days in the fridge. When it's time to cook it, after placing it in a roasting pan, carefully separate the skin from the breast meat and stuff it with seasoned butter. Then stuff the cavity with some onions and celery, and make sure you secure the legs and slather the skin with even more of our seasoned butter before roasting it off. When it's golden and the internal temperature is 180 degrees, it's done. Between all the buttery richness under and over the skin and all the basting, this promises to be one of the juiciest and most flavor-packed birds ever. I do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our herb butter roasted turkey, along with our thawing instructions, so you can have a turkey that is truly the star of this year's feast. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a juicier way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe on KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, cool today, but not bad. Low 50s, breezy through the weekend and much warmer, near 70 by Sunday. Rain chances Sunday night into Monday. Cooler air returns, or seasonable air returns, and we are keeping an eye on those rain chances Wednesday into Thanksgiving. Again, no major winter storm expected, but if the temperatures fall and it keeps raining overnight, I could turn to maybe some freezing rain, light snow, could lead to some slick spots, but shouldn't be that big of an inconvenience.
All right, sounds good. Well, coming up tonight at 5, the holiday season is here and online shopping is expected to be big this year. Finding the deepest discounts takes a little strategy and picking the right day. We'll take a look at all of that. Plus, you can also find some great deals in your community today because it's Pink Friday, a time to kick off your holiday shopping and support local women's owned boutiques. And after a devastating fire, Mary Queen of Angels Catholic Church in Fort Scott opens its doors once again. You can join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. Lots to look forward to there.
Certainly so.
And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.